This week on Sport Fishing, we're at Catalina Island. We're fishing aboard the Gail Force. We left out of San Pedro, and today we're on the west end of the island here, looking for calico bass, yellowtail, maybe even a barracuda or two. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish. That's a nice vermilion right there. Yeah, this is what fishing's like. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. We just left the landing here in San Pedro and we're going through the channel. And this is the main channel that all the big ships go through here, the big container ships, the cruise ships, as they head out into the open ocean. So we're doing that too. And that's Terminal Island on that side. So once we get through here, we can pick up speed a little bit. But before we do all that, at the end here is a bait receiver. So our skipper, Joel, is gonna pull up to the bait receiver. And what we do is get live bait. And on boats here in Southern California, like the Gail Force, these are our bait tanks. Right now there's no bait in the bait tanks. These are our bait wells. And what we do is we're gonna stop over here and pick up live bait. That's one of the nice things about fishing in California, especially Southern California. As a rule, 99% of the time we have live bait, and lots of other parts of the country, they don't offer live bait to the sport boats that go out. And here in Southern California, it's just a way of life. There's several companies, that's what they do every day. Go catch the bait. And up and down the coast, even in the Bay Area, most of the time you can get live bait. But here in Southern California, we're really lucky we have live bait, like I said, just about every day. So we're gonna stop here really quick, fill the boat up with bait, and then make the 2-hour journey over to Catalina Island.
Oh yeah. You're doing a back and forth. Calico bass. There you go, buddy. Good job. Got a nice little sheep head. It's a female sheep head. Sure, what? There you go. One of our regular anglers here.
Raw shrimp, that's nice.
Ooh, on the shrimp.
Little shorty.
Might not be a keeper. He's a little guy.
All right, it's a female sheep's head.
Let's get this hand back by the reel, grommet. There you go. Let's put this rod under your other arm, okay? Now we're fishing. Now we are fishing. The reel. Oh, see how that feels? Much better. Good job. Nice calico bass.
Nice one. he got bit by something. What's your name?
Jake?
This is Jake. He's out here with his family. His brother Connor's with them, and his dad's with them. They've been fishing with us before when they were younger, a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And how you liking it today?
It's fine.
Cool. Hey Joel, where do you have us right now?
Right now we are on the front side of Catalina, just around Arrow Point, and catching some nice calico bass and sheephead. Decent action here.
And that's kind of the goal for today.
Yeah.
Keep picking at the calicos and see if we find an exotic or two.
Absolutely, a little early season still for full speed yellow fishing, but they're definitely out here and seeing marks on the meter. It's a matter of time. I'm sure we'll get one today.
Barracuda can be found all over the world, but they're all different species. Here in Southern California, we have the California barracuda, which is a great eating fish. But the greater barracuda should not be consumed by humans. Barracudas are very aggressive fish and eat a big variety of different small fishes.
Another one. Oh. It's a sheep's head. Same kind as before.
My name's Joel, I run the Gail Force here. Catalina Island, fishing the isthmus with calico bass here. Hopefully it's legal. Decent little pick on the bass, birds are working. Hopefully we can get some yellowtail on the boat today.
Oh, look at this one. It's amazing.
Oh, bigger one.
Oh yeah, right there.
Got the whole family now.
Popping over.
Whoops. Almost went back over. Okay.
There we go. There we go. I got a fish, Joel. How'd that happen? I knew I could do it. I've seen myself do it on TV before. There we go. So I'm just winding nice and easy. Fishing a large hook, 5/0 hook, because the bait's so big. Here he comes, deep color. Looks like a calico down there. Here we go. Nice calico bass. Thanks. Nice calico bass. I downsized my line using 15-pound test line, and you can see this big sardine. And because the bait is so big today, that's how he crushed it. You have to go with a really big hook. And you would think this hook is too big for Catalina, for calico bass, but that's a Mustad 5/0 live bait hook. And that's what you get. And this is what he ate. Monster sardine. Good quality fish. All right, let's see what the other guys got. Looks like we got fish over here. All right, Ben.
Yeah, I was fly lining a large sardine using I went ahead and tried using a circle hook because they run, you know, I mean, a lot of times when they hit the head, the circle hook will set itself. You know, it's a nice sized calico, way over.
Yeah, way over 14 inches.
Yeah, almost as nice as one you just got, Dan.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I gotta put my reel in free spool.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
So this is Ben, he's out here fishing with us today. And there's his fish. He used a circle hook, a little sinker. Nice calico, nice job,
Thank
man.
you, Dan.
All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action here aboard the Gail Force and go to the tackle box and give you a good look at the gear we're using today. Nice
All
job.
right, thank you.
This week in the tackle box, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing today at Catalina Island. We're fishing aboard the Gail Force, and we're fishing close to the island, looking for nice calico bass, hopefully a yellowtail or two. And when we noticed this morning, when we got to the bait receiver, all they had for bait were huge sardines, no small anchovies. And because of that, you have to fish big hooks. And this is the hook one of the hooks I'll be using today. This is the Mustad hook. It's the 9174 in black nickel. And it looks like a big hook because it is a big hook, but when you're fishing with these big sardines, you got to use at least a 2-0 hook. 4-0 hook is what I'm using today because the baits are so big. If you try using like a size 2 hook or size 4, it's not going to hold on to that bait and it's just going to come off. You're never going to land the fish. So you need to use a good quality hook. This is what they look like too. And you find them at all your local stores. Now, like I said, it's really important to use a big hook with these big baits. And hopefully a big bait equals a big fish. Now, another way to catch calicos too is with the bucktail. B52 Bucktail is what I use all the time. They work out really good. This is what they look like in the packaging. And when you start fishing with them, you want to use either a 1 ounce or a 1/2 ounce, the lightest possible. Use a strip of squid or a whole squid if you have the bigger fish around, and let it fall all the way down to the bottom. Now, if you have lots of current or if you're fishing really deep water, like 90 feet, 80 feet, then you got to move up to something like this, like a 2 or 4 ounce bucktail. Both of them will work, but this is going to fall a lot faster and keep your bait down toward the bottom. It just depends on the situation. You should have both of them with you in the tackle box. And these are great colors too to have when you're out there. Now, when you're fishing, go ahead and put a strip of squid or a whole squid on there. And all that's going to do is when the fish bites it, it's going to give you a couple of seconds to react. Remember, when you get bit on a bucktail, you feel something pull, it's a fish. So just wind down, take all the slack out of your line and set the hook. And you're all set. Now, when you're fishing with these big sardines, you know, they are huge. And when you have these huge sardines that you're fishing with, you got to give the fish a little bit extra time. Normally, I'm telling you, wait 2 or 3 seconds, put the reel in gear and set the hook. With these big sardines, you got to wait 5, 6 seconds, put the reel in gear, let the fish run with your line, stretch all that monofilament out, because monofilament really is nothing more than a big rubber band. Let it pull all that stretch out, and then set the hook in the fish, get the fish out of the kelp, and you'll be successful. You get that fish to the boat. All right, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Little bass. Not legal probably, but yeah, sure was fun. Thank you, sir. Oh, barracuda! Hold on, Vic. Hold on, Vic. Are you gonna get him with the cap?
I was gonna bounce it. Here's barracuda with the circle. Oh, walking.
This is David. He's out fishing with us today in the Gail Force. Skipper just made a little move and we're doing a little bit of rock fishing right now before we go back into the island and look for more calicos and try to find a yellowtail. So we're on this little rock spot and David got this. What'd you get it on, Dave? Sardine or piece of squid? Piece of squid. Beautiful red. I mean, this is a red you'd be happy to catch anywhere. Channel Islands down in Mexico, but here at Catalina, this close to the island, that is a monster fish. That's a super delicious. This would be like a $100 fish at a restaurant. It's really good. Congratulations, man. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action and we're gonna go to the galley and show you how to cook up the delicious fish that we're catching today here aboard the Gail Force. This week in the galley, I'm gonna make you up a yellowtail ceviche dish. And we're inside my kitchen, my own house. So let's get started. You start off with 8 to 10 ounces of yellowtail. Luckily, we just caught this the other day. Take the yellowtail and you put it into your mixing bowl. I'm gonna start off with some orange bell peppers, yellow bell pepper, and red. And if for some reason you'd rather have green, you can do that. But I like all this color. See how beautiful and colorful this looks already? We haven't got started. We're just putting some ingredients. Then I like some green onions, just about a tablespoon of that. And can't make a Mexican ceviche dish without some cilantro. So we got some cilantro here. Mix that in. And since I like everything spicy, here's some jalapenos. Put some jalapenos in there. And that's just one whole diced up jalapeno. And this is coconut milk. Just add a little different flavor to it, make it a little bit thicker. Coconut milk. Now, the fish is raw. And the way you cook the fish with ceviche is you use the citrus and the lemon and the limes. You can use oranges too, but for today's dish, we're gonna go ahead and use limes and some lemons. So I have 2 whole limes, some lemon. It doesn't matter if you put the lemon first or the lime first. That's what's gonna cook the fish. And you can start seeing the yellowtail changing color, turning lighter. That's just from the lime and the lemon that's going in there now. Now the only thing left to add to this dish is just a little bit of salt. So I'll just take a pinch of sea salt, spread that across there, and that's it. You don't want to add too much to it. You just mix this all together. You can see how it's already changing color. See how light that fish is turning already? Just a beautiful dish. I like to make ceviche on those hot summer days. It's a nice dish. And then when I have friends over and I'm entertaining, I'll use ceviche mainly as an appetizer. This is all done. And like I said, the only thing I would do different now is just throw this in the refrigerator, wait like 2 hours, and all those juices would get soaked up in that fish, and it would just taste so delicious. But I just love the way the dish came out, nice and colorful. All those bell peppers and jalapenos and a lot of ingredients really adds to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bite of this. That's so good. Again, if I had the time to soak it for 2 hours in the refrigerator and let all those ingredients just get absorbed into the fish, it would taste even better. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Beautiful. Up and over, brother. Beautiful. Look at the color of that one.
Guys,
Wow.
no, back down.
Another one. The color on that thing. Listen. Killing it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yum, yum. I owe all my success to watching Dan's videos and advice on how to fish deep sea. All right. This is a sculpin. It's actually venomous on the top spines, on the face, and this is actually the worst one. You could get stung by right here. We're out here fishing in front of 2 harbors, and the gentleman over there was lucky enough to catch it. So I'm going to chop off the top fins and the bottom one, just in case anybody goes and walks by it and they kick it, it doesn't sting them.
Alrighty, we're out rock fishing, Dan Hernandez. I just got bit, and there comes a little rock fish. That's a couple tacos right there for me and my wife when I get home.
this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about matching your hook size to your bait. Now today in the Gale Force, all those nice calicos, barracuda, they came off live sardines. And normally when we come out here, we have a choice between anchovies and sardines. Today was just all monster sardines. And I mean big. This is the size of the bait we had. Really big baits. So with a big bait like this, you have to use a big hook. So what I was using today is a Mustad 5/0 hook. This is a 94151. It's a really good quality hook, a nice heavy hook. So if you hook a yellowtail or a big calico, you don't have to worry about the hook opening up. That's this week's tip. When you have big bait, make sure you use a big hook. And if you want to see what they look like when you go to the store, they look packaged like this. And you don't have to have a big box like this like I have. You can get those little 10 packs. Just make sure you have some larger hooks with you. So if you have a situation like today where all the baits are this big, you can catch some fish. Well, that's this week's tip of the week. Make sure you have plenty of different size hooks with you, good quality live bait hooks when you go fishing. If you're gonna have anchovies, you gotta use size 4, size 2 hooks. And if these big sardines, 4-0s, 5-0s, you have to have them with you. Well, I wanna thank the whole crew of the Gale Force. We had lots of fun fishing with them today. It's always fun coming on this boat. And really good fishing today. Nice calicos, nice barracuda. Didn't find the yellows, but everybody caught plenty of fish. Often I get asked, how do you get on one of these trips? I just want you to know that's really easy to get on. All you have to do is go to my website. All these trips that we do that you watch on TV are open to the public. It's a first come, first serve. You just go to the website, see the trip you want to go on, and you sign up right there online. There's no professional anglers on board. These are all just viewers like you that love watching the TV show, and they want to come out and fish with me, be on a limited load trip like this, and have some fun. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.